Welcome back to the circle, everybody. Lostboys Cypher Circle is back in session. Y'all know what it is. And if you don't, I'm going to tell you, this is home of all things artistic. If you got a song, a poem, a rap, a story, just a conversation you want to have, this is the place to come and get your thoughts and your feelings heard. It's a safe space. It's a chill place. Nothing but cool vibes here. If you want to be on the show, message me at Dylan Lawler on Facebook or at Lostboy420x at gmail.com. That's Lostboy420x at gmail.com. Before we get started, guys, as always, I like to give a shout out to people who are struggling in life, which is pretty much everyone. And I always like to say that whatever you're going through, you've been through tough times before, and you will get through this too. And always remember that there is someone to talk to, whether you feel like there is or not. There is someone to talk to, a friend, a family member, a coworker. You can text me or call me. I'll talk to you. There's also some hotlines you can reach out to, such as 988. It's a hotline you can text, or you can visit their lifelinecrisis.com, and they will have the numbers with the area codes for your particular area and other resources like that. And then you can also visit betterhelp.com. They're like a online therapy. They will match you with licensed therapists. I think it's pretty quick. It's like 48 hours or something like that. And if you don't vibe with the therapist and you're just not, because the hardest thing about therapy sometimes is you don't just vibe with the person and it's just some stuck up guy or girl in a chair and you don't want to talk to them. So if you're feeling that way, they'll switch you out with another therapist until you find someone you can talk to. So I hope some people find some help there, and just keep using your art as self-expression and getting it out there, and keep your head up, guys. Piggybacking off of that, I do want to say, I want to give a quick trigger warning. We talk about some sensitive stuff on this show. You never know what's going to bother somebody and what's not. So if there comes a sensitive topic that you're not comfortable listening to, nobody on this show, including myself, will be insulted in the slightest. If you click out of it and come back or stop watching altogether, that's 100% fine. I understand. But I hope nothing on here triggers you too bad, and we can have a good night. So that being said, we'll get into the show, starting with our feature artist from last week. That was our Halloween episode, and man, they all killed it. But the vote was outstanding. I'm pretty sure she won by a landslide, and it was just, it was the perfect Halloween poetry and video. So I'm going to play it and just let it speak for itself because it was fantastic. Before I play it, though, this artist is named Laurelyn Sandez. She's a poet and a digital artist. She creates poetry, and then she'll make a video with sound and video effects to go with it. And it's really cool. Wait till you see it. If you want to check her out, you can go to her YouTube, Laurelyn Sandez, or you can go to her Instagram, Laura_Lynn_Neidrouer. That's Neidrouer. So yeah, let's play the clip. And
the moon hangs crouched beneath the trees on October's Hallows Eve. The fog rolls off the tombstones over the blades of grass that are overgrown, and the dead begin to speak. They rise to the occasion to come alive this night. They're not invited by seance where there's usually no response. They're welcomed by all fright. The invisible veil between two worlds breaks on October 31st. The souls of the dead with things left unsaid come back to haunt the earth. While children dress like scary monsters and gather candy by trick-or-treat, there's witches on brooms riding past the moon casting spells on the souls that still bleed. There's screams and scares up and down the street. The night's denounced a fright. Its intoxicating haunt goes way and far beyond just a message to the other side. So the dead will haunt while the living are oblivious costumes and painted faces. We call it a celebration, but it's really an invitation to pull the dead from unwanted places. They hide in the walls and under your bed. They live inside of your closet. They're not the ghost that goes boom. They live inside of you and steal from the souls who've lost it. So carve your pumpkins and eat your candy. Eat so much that you don't fall asleep. Because there's always that ghost that wants you the most and will take you once you've fallen asleep. The sun will rise into a new day where you should have woken your bed. But you're not there, you're not anywhere, you now belong to the dead. And between two worlds, your soul will wander, lost until the next Hallows Eve, when the whole world welcomes the dead to rest amongst the graves where the living still breathe. And this isn't a tale of witches and goblins or vampires that strike in the night. It's a warning that by ignoring my warnings by morning, death will come for you tonight.
So that was Laura Linsendez with her Halloween story, and that was like a mini horror movie. It was fantastic, and it was like the perfect. We ended the night with that last week, and we're starting it this week, and it was so perfect for the Halloween episode. So I can't thank her enough for coming on, and make sure you guys go check her out on her YouTube and Instagram. Tonight we're gonna have 3 artists, and our first artist, she's been up here before. She was fantastic last time. I can't wait to have her back up here. It's Poetless Shakespeare. She's an author and a poet. She's got 2 books out right now, both on Amazon, DNA and the sequel, DNA, The Results. You can also go check her out on YouTube at Red, that's R.E.D. Design spelled DESYGNZ 956. So make sure you guys go check out her books on Amazon and her YouTube channel. And I'll play her flyer and get her up here.
Show me the gateway to heaven, and I will show you an unconscious alleyway of lonely souls to hell.
Damn.
I'm not sure what my purpose is, but I know God did not put me here for nothing, because he makes nothing. As I sit in front of my dreams and we battle back and forth to see who's winning, who's not, you know that pit-pat. It has my mother wondering what is wrong with my child, but you see, the whole time what's wrong with me is I don't know me. God, I'm not sure why you made me the way you made me, but let's have a talk, God, you see. I'm not sure if you know that your creation is down here hurting, as the children would say. This is ghetto. I have to deal with untamed thoughts. I have to deal with my dreams, and not to mention I have to deal with no's. But see, they have become my best friend because every no has set me up to be the woman that I'm destined to be. Hear me when I say I am the lion of my kingdom, and my kingdom shall not fall, because I own that. And I stand behind that. I'm like a product. Bank me on that. I advise you to get your sponsorships ready, because I'm ready to take flight. And if you're not on this flight, I feel sorry for you. But you will know my name before I leave Virginia. You may not like me, you may not invite me back, but at the end of the day, you know who I am. I advise you to get your dreams in order, ladies, because at the rate we're going, we need more of me walking around. This little black girl has been through more hell and more high water than anyone can imagine. But yet I still stand strong. I will be that little black girl that will go up to any door and knock it down and say, this is my residency, whether you like it or not. I won't be that little black girl that Hollywood will put out with no on-off switch. I will not pay rent somewhere that I have created. I am that little black girl that everyone will say, dang, I want to be just like her. You can, sis, because you are that little black girl.
Come on.
Damn,
okay.
Look around you. Look where we are.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey,
How you doing tonight?
I am awesome. How's everyone?
I'm all right. So last time you were on the show, your book, I had put that flyer up. But your book wasn't out yet, but it did come out since last time you were on. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And like I said before, everybody, make sure you guys go check that out. You've been on here before, but for those who those of us who don't know you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and your craft and sort of what got you started and where you are now?
So I started out when I was in middle school, doing open mic. Um, I'm an author, poet, actress, all that in one. But now I'm more towards being an authoress now, more so than a poet. I mean, it's still there, but I just have a deep love for writing now. I have two books. This is the second book that just came out October the 18th, and this is the first one. So I'm currently working on a third, but that's not going to be until next year. So, but these are the two books that I am promoting heavy. So make sure you go over to Amazon or on my website, www.poetshakespeare.com, and you can definitely grab your copy.
Okay, cool, awesome. Thank you. Yeah. So, like you said last time, like first of all, and I forgot to mention this when you first came on because it's the first thing I wanted to say to you. You are by far one of the most like powerful speakers we have had on the show, and I'm just reminded of that every time I see your flyer.
Thank
So
you.
yeah, I wanted to thank you again for like you made the last show you were on so great, just with your presence and how you think about things and your poetry, your words. It's so powerful. So thank you
Thank
for coming
you.
back again.
Thank
Um,
you for having me again.
yeah, absolutely. So what's the first piece you're going to be doing for us tonight?
So the first piece I'm going to do is called Before I Say I Do. I got this from one of my girlfriends. She recently just got married. And I thought it was so cute that the whole time she was engaged, she was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm ready, I'm ready." Then the month before she got it, she was like, "I'm not ready, I'm not ready." So I'm like, you spend 6 months saying you're ready, but then when you get to that last month, it's like you're not ready. So that made
Right.
me think like, do a lot of people get married just for the glitz and glamour, or before they walk down the aisle, do they really know I do? So that's where I got the idea from. So
Oh, all right. Yeah. I'm going to jot myself down. Let's hear it.
I had 2 years, 5 months, 3 weeks, 4 days, give or take 78 hours to prepare for this moment. As you stand there in your suit and I'm standing here in my dress, I really want to ask myself, am I ready? There's a man waiting for me at the altar saying I'm worthy of this ring, but yet I don't know if I'm even worthy to pronounce his name with my last. How can I drop my last for his when I don't even know if I truly own up to mine? So before I say I do, I want to ask myself these questions. Am I totally prepared to love you until your dying day? Am I prepared to deal with your angriness when the things don't go your way? Am I truly prepared to go with you those days when we have barely enough food to eat, or maybe we don't even have the money to go out and enjoy ourselves? Am I willing to say I do? You see, love don't matter if I don't need you and you don't need me, and I don't want you and you don't want me. So what are we doing? I'm standing at this altar, really preparing myself to say I do to a man that I can barely say I do to myself, but yet he said I'm worthy. Is that enough to really walk down this aisle and accept this ring in his hand and his last name? Or really, I just want this for myself, just to make myself sing. You know, they say when a woman gets to a certain point in their life, you're supposed to make these drastic changes, but is it really worth my calling? Is this really my thing to do? Am I really called to be a wife, or is it really because my girlfriend is 32 and she ain't even say nowhere near close to saying I do? I guess I'll walk down the aisle and say I do, but before I say I do, I have to truly say I do to myself because every footstep is no longer just mine, it's his alone too. I've never been good at math, but I know 1 plus 1 equals 2, and somehow it equals up to saying I do. So I go down the aisle and I say I do, and if it's not working out, then what do? I guess I have to wait till I get to that threshold. But for now, I guess I say I do.
Oh, actually, I think it's a poem, so I'm supposed to snap. But that was fantastic. Yeah, no, I really understand that. Like, uh, I had parents who are divorced, and 90%, or not, no, sorry, 90, not 90%. I was gonna say at least 50 to 70% of marriages end in divorces. I think it is, uh,
Mm-hmm.
and So there's about a 50% chance, if not more, that some kid will get embarrassed at school when all his other all the other kids talk about their parents, and he has to say that he visits, or he has 2 Christmases, or
Yep.
and people really don't realize all the thing, like marriage is, like you said, glitz and the glam, and it's like the thing to do. And in your piece, you were talking a little bit about how some people feel like if I'm already 30 or I'm already 40 or whatever, like it doesn't
I
happen
might as
now,
well.
it's gonna happen. I just got to do it and get it over with. And people don't realize, like, one, you're binding not only your soul but your entire life and your exist, like everything from eating to sleeping to like
Yep.
everything becomes like you have a Siamese twin. Like, you
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? Like, everything is done in tandem together, and it has to be,
Yep.
or it doesn't work.
You know
And
what
people,
is so crazy? My grandfather, I didn't get a chance to meet my mother's mother because she passed away the year before I was born. But I had my grandfather until I was about 22. And I will always talk to my grandmother and my great grandmother, and my grandfather. But I will always ask my grandfather. I said, "Granddaddy, was you and grandma together?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "But I thought y'all was separated." He said, "It wasn't no thing of separation. I don't care what she says. She could put me out, but I guarantee you, I still have the key and I still come back there because that's where home is." He said, "That's the problem with people today. They so quick to, oh, I'm done with it. I'm done with it." But at the end of the day, your cheerleaders are really the one who's setting you up for failure because your best friend would be the main one. And I had to get older to really realize this. Whenever me and my boyfriend will have a problem or whatever, little disputes, whatever, I will go to my best friend. Girl, leave him, this and that. My mindset, I'm already mad with him. And if I go to my eighth spoon coon, do what you think I'm going to do? I'm going to take it out on him. And that's how a lot of relationships ended. And I
right?
really had to think about this. Like, so I'm not really marrying my husband. He's marrying my cheerleaders. So that means he might as well go ahead and be with them because at the end of the day, that's where my opinions and everything comes. That's why I say at the end of the day, my man is my society. When he comes through the door, when he's done with work, I don't want to hear about nothing else. Babe, how are you mentally? How are you emotionally? I don't care about nothing else. Go ahead and jump on the game, whatever that. At the end of the day, I don't care about what your friends did. I don't even care what your dog did at the end of the day, because at the end of the day, we have to build our society to stay sane when we get out of there. That's how a lot of temptations are started. And people say, no,
Absolutely.
that's not true. It's not. I know one of my friends, she's in her late 20s. Her and her husband been married since they was in their teenagers. They have 3 kids. The one thing that I love about their marriage, you don't hear nothing about what they go through. I don't care if she put him out, hit him with, you will never, at the end of the day, she's posting family pictures. People say that's fake. No, it's not fake. Because at the end of the day, she's protecting her marriage. At
Absolutely.
the end of the day, because if she will post one thing or me and such that argument, all the comments will start. And when he get home from work, what's going to happen? That's how you have a divided family. For what reason? Because of your cheerleaders. You got to
Right.
make your spouse your society, but people don't want to do that nowadays. I don't know. I'm crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna bring these other two ladies up and see if they have anything to add to the conversation or any questions for you. Um, Anybody who would like to go first, go ahead and raise your hand. Or yeah, Neela, go ahead.
Yeah, actually, that's what I talk about a lot with a lot of these relationships, and
Mm-hmm.
you see the bickering and the back and forth and all that, about what relationships is, and you have a whole
Yep.
lot of just egos in relationships nowadays, social media and
Mm-hmm.
things of that nature. That's not a relationship. The
Nope.
privacy is a relationship. Sometimes even marriage isn't a relationship. A relationship are two people who have the same mentality and want to walk
Mm-hmm.
together as one. That's a
Yep.
relationship. The marriage ritual is for you to dedicate yourself to the government. That has nothing to do with
Exactly.
the marriage. So yeah, I agree with you 100%. When you see all that nervousness and all that, that doesn't mean that relationship is real. Because if you my mate, I'm not going to be nervous to dedicate myself to you.
Exactly.
Thing is, I
Exactly.
dedicated myself to you. If I have your child, if I laid with you, I dedicated myself to you. You're adding on that whole entire audience.
Yep.
That's the nervousness. The priest. saying those words. It's ritualistic versus just plain love. So
Exactly.
yeah, that's my 2 cents.
Right. It's all for show, and it needs to be more than that. It's about the actual connection between the two people before anything. And if you don't have that, then you don't have anything.
You
I
don't.
absolutely agree. Kenny, did you have anything you wanted to add?
Yeah, I put a whole lot of stuff in the chat, but writing a whole Bible. But
Amen.
I'm just the type of person who has been in weddings and sung at weddings and all of that, and then you're like, oh, this is a nice wedding, look at the ambiance, these colors are cute. 2 years later they divorce. You just like, wait a minute.
What happened?
Like, can I get a refund on my dress that I bought for
Exactly.
this wedding because y'all ain't make it?
Exactly.
So
Or you just see the post on Facebook and you're like, what the fuck?
right,
I was just there. Everything was fine.
They was so happy and so in love and wanted to just say they was going to be here with each other forever. And I realized that as I grew, like, when you're younger, it's like you want like that dream wedding because that's what you saw. But it's like, as I got older, I don't want none of that. I'm like, I don't want to have a whole crowd that I'm paying all this money to prove to other people that I love the person that's standing right next to me. I'm not doing that. I don't have to prove nothing to nobody. All I need is me, him, and the pastor to do what they gonna do. And we married. We walk down this here aisle. We can save all that money for a down payment on the house and a little bit to go on vacation for our honeymoon. If we want somebody for, like, the reception, I can have my auntie cook food. Like, ain't nobody got time for that. Like, I'm not doing all that. For what? Yeah. Like, the ones, like the people who like went to the courthouse and got married, or just had like a small ceremony with just them and the pastor, their marriages lasted longer than the people who actually had this full-blown wedding. Like, my aunt and uncle have been together over 50 years.
Yeah.
And he still look and love her the same. And I've never heard him raise his voice at her. Never. He don't care how mad she get. He's always been this, like, just very temperamental and all of that. He's never raised his voice at her. He's always respected her as a woman, respected her as his partner forever, and she does the same. And I think that that's what's missing in the marriages today. People are so quick to just be about themselves and what they want for themselves, and failing to realize that when you're in a marriage, it ain't just about you anymore. You have to take on how your partner feel, what they believe. Are y'all do y'all even believe in the same thing?
Exact.
Yeah.
Unequally
Because
yoked.
you got some people that's unequally yoked as hell, and they got together because people say they look cute together. They arguing every day, then they have a baby. Now you got this unequally yoked babies, and all this whole family unit is just full of trauma.
Yeah.
That you're trying to fix.
Social
media. Like, all of this has been a conversation from the beginning.
Yeah.
So got to be careful.
I think we should do this. So, if you are not married longer than 5 years, I think you should pay back the caterer, the wedding planner, the floor, because they waste their time. You get what I'm saying?
Yes, you wasting my time for my dress, my hair, and my makeup. I want my money back.
Sis, I had to put up with your attitude, with your crooked eyebrows, and you're not even going to say, no, I need my money back.
Let me ask this question. Can anybody name a wedding in the Bible?
You can't.
I only name one, and that's when Jesus turned the water into wine. I don't even know who got married. We just know it was a wedding.
All right.
That's it.
Adam and Eve, it was about a man who gave his rib to complete his woman, and that was it.
No, they definitely They definitely didn't get married.
No, laying down with somebody was actual marriage.
Yep.
They weren't even allowed to touch each other.
No,
Like,
Nope.
so yeah.
actual intimacy. So you know,
Yeah. And it's like even in because like I made a goal to read the entire Bible plus the Apocrypha and all of that. Like even in certain parts of the Bible, even if the couple were engaged, they were considered married in the eyes of everyone because they are together. They are about to go ahead and jump the broom. We won't have a date yet, but they getting there.
yeah. Shameless plug. That's what I do on TikTok. I debunk the Bible from its lies and truths and its infiltration also.
I'm
So
gonna have to follow you. I like stuff like that.
Yeah, make sure y'all go check out on TikTok. I'm not sure if I do have it written down. It's Poetry Rose 42.
yeah.
Poetry Rose 42. Make sure you guys go check that out.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm all about giving you guys the platform.
Right, because it's good to talk to other women that view the same thing. Because nowadays they're so closed-minded. Like if you're not talking about Nicki Minaj, if you're not talking about Cardi B, like
Right.
I don't want to talk. Then people get mad at me. Like I don't want to talk to you about that. Like my cousin, when I say she worshipped Nicki Minaj, like I can't even go to your page. 'Cause that's not. Like I'm not idolizing no other woman. Like
Thank you.
I'm not. I can't do it. Who promotes herself with no.
When people talk about celebrities or like who's dating who or whatever.
I don't care. Like with this Taylor Swift.
There are certain things that like
I don't care. Like,
I'm just trying to figure out.
She's not the only one that dated a football player. Like she's not the only one
Why these
dated
people
a football
spending
player.
a mortgage on Beyonce tickets?
Yes, for what?
You went to see
And not only
Beyonce,
that,
but now
listen to
you
this.
homeless.
I got it.
Make it make sense.
Blue is so mentally ill right now. Think about this. She is having her daughter has no life at this age, and y'all are promoting this. You see her dancing and saying, when did she go to school?
Yeah.
Like, and then you're promoting, hey, Blue. Like, if no one is saying, like, why is this little girl touring?
The worst part is that kids are copying Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion, and it's not. And then they're going to school like that, and it's just
Yeah, they promoting it. They promoting that stuff to our kids. But when you see them on live and their kids come in the room and they playing their music, they turn it off because they don't want their children listening to their music, but they want our children to listen to it and be tainted. I got a problem with that.
That's going to be a post that I'm going to do after I'm done with this. I'm going to do 3 poems, and I always post my intellect and the old age celebrity versus the new age celebrity.
Exactly.
The new age celebrity, everybody knows about Keith Lee and stuff like that. He's actually there helping out his community and things of that nature. While the old age celebrities, they're just influencing our community negatively.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's going to be something I discuss. You know,
I definitely have to watch this. So I'm gonna have to definitely link up.
Make sure you guys go check that out.
Celebrity. It's just time for people who actually want to build up their community, not destroy it and for profit. So yeah.
Well, thank you for being out here speaking the truth and speaking the truth. We are. I love the conversation, but we are going to move on to our next artist and see what she has to talk about. And that would be you, Kenya. And I'm just going to play your flyer real quick, and then we can get going on the poetry and the talking.
And I got time to touch my soul. My walls, they don't have no honey snitching. And fangs devoured my chocolate. Was compelled to bless your instrument. My melody is creating sweet harmonies as your horn disappeared into my percussion. Shaking my trouble as you give me that bass sound. 6 and 9 had you strumming me like a guitar, and I blew out your amplifier ring. Come on now. All on my keys. After encore and after encore, I love being the sheet music to your orchestra. Daddy, I mean, maestro, please play in me. I need lay with me, having me hit high notes as you put our song on repeat. And vibrato lines, musical universe.
So this is Kenya the Songbird. First of all, I apologize about that audio. I tried to clean it up as best as I could, but that was fantastic.
Oh,
Thank you
thank
for that.
you.
As you guys saw on her flyer, she is a poet and a singer. She has a collection of poetry out right now called Bird Songs or Birdie Songs.
Yes.
But spelt with a Y, just like in your name there. And you guys can find that on a lot of places: Amazon, eBay, Walmart, Rose Dog Bookstore, Google Books, and Barnes and Noble. And she's got a couple of songs out right now that she wants to promote. One is titled "Music Is You," featuring Simi Hendrix. Am I saying that right? Okay. And music is spelled Musiq, and then U is spelled YU. And then the other one, and that's on all streaming platforms. And then the other one is called Submerge, correct? And that came out October 29th.
Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. So yeah, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself other than what I read and what you got going on?
Well, of course, I am Kingy the Songbird. I am from Birmingham, Alabama. I am a singer, songwriter, spoken word artist. I am one of the members of a poetry collective called the Honey Dripper Poetry Collective. We are talented in all genres of poetry, but we are very, very specially, brilliantly filthy and beautifully dope and sensual and erotic poetry. So, yeah, I like to write poetry, short stories, songs. You name it, I write it.
That's awesome. It's kind of a jack of all trades. I try
Yes.
to I try to dabble in a little bit of everything too. I don't write much erotic but or love poetry. I have a few, and I always say this that I like they're tucked away. And I actually shared like I think for the first time ever a couple weeks ago I shared um, one of my love poems for the first time. But yeah, I mean I write fiction and poetry and then rap, which kind of blends in with my poetry. And so yeah, I do a little bit of everything. So I appreciate
Oh,
another jack of all trades. And I've heard you sing before, and I've heard your poetry before, and I just want to say you are fantastic. And I've been
oh,
wanting to
thank
have you
you so
on
much.
so long, and I'm so glad the schedule finally worked out.
Yes. Because it had been bananas for the last like month or two.
Yeah, I understand. Trust me, I understand. Things have been hectic on my end too. I get it, but it's good to
Yes.
finally have you on. Thank you for coming on.
Thank
What's the first piece you're going to be sharing with us tonight?
This first piece I like to call Annie, and this piece is a one of the installments to my presentation that I did last week on Clubhouse. It's called Ladies of the Moonwalker, and it highlights 10 ladies that were either leading ladies of Michael Jackson songs or were married or lovers with Michael Jackson. So I had the opportunity to write 10 pieces for 10 different ladies, ranging from the 1970s to the early 2000s.
Ooh,
So this piece is about Annie from the song Smooth Criminal.
ooh, all right, cool. I'll drop
So,
myself out here. Let's hear it.
all right. Let me get the music. My name is Annie Granger. You may not know me, but well, let's just get into it. I met my husband back when we were in grade school. Local tomboy in the neighborhood, and he treated me as such. Riding bikes, jumping rope, and buying candy at Michael's candy store was life. Your mama's so fat turned into damn. Your acne cleared a really good cutie teenage love affair. Not a typical girl that spilled over flowers, candy, and nightingales. More so bowling and rollerblading. But at our 13-year anniversary, things changed. My tomboy persona became too manly for him. Coming home late from work with lipstick on collar and artificial pheromones not belonging to me, questioning his love, he told me that it was my lipstick, knowing damn well I don't even wear that shade. Hell, I don't even wear lipstick. Justifying his actions by the bacon he brought home every week. The audacity. Hmm. Found myself following him in my car one night just to see where he played hopscotch and engulfed fantasies, taking up space at a bar with an oval body shaped bitch with only a dash of hair, cheeks red, blood boiling. I had to get my lick back. Attire being just like the women he cheated on me with, and sharing my flower to any bee that would sting me. He came home one night drunk as Cooter Brown, and me folded like a pretzel. Dude ran out the house half naked while my ass was left fumbling trying to put on my night robe. Passionate words flew as he struck me. I love you. Silence with bitch, I'ma kill you as he squeezed the breath out of my body. So I had to defend myself, hitting his cranium with anything in reach. I hit him too hard. I mean, I killed him, but God, I didn't mean to. I only wanted to kill his ego. Now I'm sitting in a slammer trying to figure out where did my freedom go. Local businessman Gregory Granger slain by his cheating wife. Funny, nobody asked me, was I okay? Annie. And that's that piece.
Shit, that was powerful. And my favorite thing about it was just like how much of like an acting performance it was. Like you like
Oh,
slipping
thank
in, slipping into a whole character there. Like I say this all the time. Like it takes talent to not only write like a poem and have it be a sensible story with a beginning, middle, and end, but then like to perform it and with all the emotion and you know the especially your facial expressions like that. You should be an actress. That is fantastic.
oh,
I
thank
love
you.
that.
I actually was in when I was in high school. I actually was in a youth ensemble for the Alice Stevens Center in Birmingham. So we had the opportunity to meet Queen Latifah, Blind Boys of Alabama, just a whole bunch of celebrities, and we got to perform on stage. So that was pretty big for
That's
me.
awesome. And I also really like how you took like a very popular, pop culture song and kind of developed your own like story with I mean with like solid story beats and everything. Like it was a complete story in and of itself as well as a spoken word poem. So that's amazing. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Thank
I'm
you.
gonna bring our other two ladies up here and see what they had to say about it.
It was absolutely beautiful.
Oh, thank
Yeah,
you.
I never. Who is Annie Granger? Like, I'm gonna look that up after.
Well, well, we just know that like in the song, he said, "Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie?" And I'm just like, there is like, who the heck is Annie? She needs a story. Who hit her? I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna make her a story, and I'm just gonna go in wherever my imagination took me, and that's where it took me.
Okay.
So, I had like her as this tomboy from Gary, Indiana. She had her husband Greg. They've been knowing each other since they were younger, and they knew Michael and all of that stuff. And I just like
I
remember
love
like the movie and stuff of American Dream, where Michael was trying to sell candy, make a candy store, and he's gonna sell it for a nickel, and he only paid a nickel for the candy, so he wouldn't go make no money. So I just kind of tied all of that together and made this story.
Love that.
I love how you did that. That was fantastic.
Thank you.
You do you wait like so you put like so much backstory, like you created characters and developed their backstories and everything. That's next level writing right there with the poetry.
Thank
So
you. I had her. I had 10 ladies total. So I started from the 1970s with Stephanie Mills to the early 2000s with Kashaya with You Rock My World. So from there, I had 10 different pieces for 10 different ladies. And some of the pieces were actually based on true events. So some of the stories were true, some of them were just my imagination. So it was fun.
yeah, that sounds like a great project. Pause.
You know what? I was sitting there thinking anything for my man, one of those shows that be coming on. Cause that's how you made me feel. Cause I was sitting there watching, like, what happened? I'm like, oh. Like I'm sitting there like, that's how I was thinking. I was getting itch. I'm like, wait a minute, that's just like something you would see. I'm like, okay, all right, she's telling the story. So now I'm waiting for the police to click in and be like, well, on this day with the little yellow tape, like, and you know what? You're absolutely right. Don't nobody ask the woman, are they okay? You're absolutely
They
right.
never do. Like she was just kind of thrown in a slammer, and with her
Yeah.
husband being this, famous man,
Mm-hmm.
nobody cared about her.
Poor Annie. She is not okay.
Mhm. She
Right.
was hit by a smooth criminal, and
And he was definitely bad. Now who's bad?
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I have a piece that I did. That's I don't know if you ever heard the song "The Devil Went Down to Georgia,"
Yeah,
but it's based off of that, and it's called "The Devil Went Back to Georgia," and basically it's about how the golden fiddle, which represents fame and fortune, and which can come with drug addiction and all sorts of things like that, or just addiction to money. Kind of ruined Johnny's life. And so in the end, the devil ended up getting the soul that he went down there to get in the first place. Yeah. So I like and I've had a bunch of artists on here who take like TV shows or like popular books or popular stories, like The Wizard of Oz, for example, and they turn it, they write their own thing and they turn it into their own. I love when an artist does that. That is one of my favorite techniques as an artist. And I love when I'm able to do it too. So thank you for sharing that with us.
thank you.
Again, make sure you guys go check out her book on Amazon and pretty much everywhere else. And her 2 songs, Music Is You and Submerge. Yes, Submerge. We will catch you again in a few minutes for your next piece. All right. That brings us to our third artist. Her name is Neela McSwain. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
That is correct. Yes.
All right. She's a poet. You can find her on TikTok, which she's talked a little bit about. I'm sure she'll talk more about it. You can find her TikTok Poetry Rose 42. or you can find her on Instagram at Poetry Rose 1 and on Facebook at Neela McSwain.
Yeah.
And just real quick, I made you this cool flyer, so I'll just play it real quick. So I took the time to make it.
This poem is called Symphony. The orchestra is brewing me. It's been happening for years. Why is the destiny I'm in? Can't pretend I know why. I wish for the die, for the revival to come. I am the one who believes so true. Don't know why the you, but I have come. So let the strings play. I am the horns. Let the drums beat. It's the rhythm in my feet. He, she, full female with male sensibilities. Elohim. She is harmony, the falsetto in the air. Is she aware? No, she just beats on through. She's the hip hop in you. The poetry you speak, spoken words on repeat. She is the me. The awakening is happening. All we see, God was always a.
I like that piece, and I like how you ended it too.
Yeah,
Just
that's
like on that note, that I like that. That was fantastic. So besides what I've already mentioned, you want to, or and what you've already talked about, or you want to talk about it some more? Just tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
well, poetry is my passion. I love poetry, but writing is my actual passion. I also write movies. I do write music. My dream was always to enter into Hollywood. On my TikTok page, not only do I discuss and have my poetry written, like I said, I debunk the Bible. I also intertwine and talk about schizophrenia. I'm an advocate for mental health. I show people that that's also in the Bible too. Um, I'm just a different fish. I'm a different take on the Black movement. I'm a different take on the opinions of the world and our community and things of that nature. And I'm an advocate for intelligent women who know who they are and are a force to be reckoned with. So, yeah, I'm just a different take. I have different ideas, different things. I stick with poetry because that's the thing you can always do for free. But there's another journey behind me. So
I think we need more of that. I think we need more fresh perspectives. And one thing I wanted to say earlier when you brought up the topic is something I've always said is the I have nothing against any religion and its core values.
mhm.
But here's the thing: the Bible and every other religious scripture was written by humans, and humans have agendas. And that's not says nothing about God or spirituality or whatever you believe in. That's down to humans being assholes.
Yeah.
And so they were
I
all written by humans with agendas. And then of course you have the Old Testament, which was written in ain't for billion or not billions but hundreds and thousands of years ago in ancient Hebrew, and then translated, and then it got completely rewritten by King James, and he had his own agenda about witches and all that. And so yeah, it's been the same thing with, I mean, even the dictionary, the Webster dictionary gets
Yeah.
rewritten over and over and over again, and now we got like words that I've never even heard of until like I heard them from some teenager in the gas station or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That are in the Webster dictionary now.
Yeah.
But yeah. Humans have agendas, and
That's
that's
really everything you just said is exactly what I reveal on my page. The
I like
agenda filled in the actual Bible, the actual agenda that it's also masonry, it's also witchcraft, it's also enemies of old, it's also about destructive against the true righteous of the earth. So I'm pretty deep. I'm a different fish, therefore it's a different take. It's not the take everybody likes. It really isn't. I also have a post right now up there talking about the fear mongering of being anti-Semitic. It's talking about the Palestine and how if you're God's people, why are you being destructive? Why are you being oppressive? And oppressed people wouldn't oppress people. So I'm not afraid to say anti-Semitic, and
yeah,
I'm not afraid to say look at that community and is that righteous or unrighteous? I'm not afraid to say it.
yeah. No, I
So
mean
people are
I've always thought that a lot of religious, not just anyone who's religious, but like the religious nuts. We all know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I feel like they are hypocrites a lot of the time, and they'll preach about forgiveness and accepting everybody equally, but just not gay people, just like not, you know what I mean? And then there's just like then exceptions, and there's like, well, if you're preaching about equality, there can't be exceptions. There's no exceptions to the rule. It has to be everything or nothing. You can't be in the middle and just pick out who you want to include in the equality thing. Equality means everything.
I talk about that too.
Yeah.
About even I have a post where it's about because I work in mental health. That's what I work in. I'm a certified nursing assistant. I work in mental health. So I see the abuse of that community. And a lot of the air that's going on is, oh, hurt people hurt people. Well, let's look at that community. If somebody was molested and they don't know that they are gay, or they were molested by someone of the same sex, and then all of a sudden they say, oh, well, I'm gay, but you didn't heal the trauma to know that if you're gay, are you really gay? So I talk about defending the abused, not just giving them a community to wave a flag and be okay, but a community where, are you healing the trauma first so you can identify as what you want to identify as, or your truth? Or are you just going along with other abused people?
That's fantastic. I love that you have that platform.
Yeah.
And that you're out here doing that and doing that for people and speaking your truth and in ways that people might not want to hear, because we need more of that.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's get to your first piece. What's your first piece going to be tonight?
My first piece is called Love Is.
Love Is. All right. Let's find out what love is.
This poem is called Love Is. The existence that fuels the world, but is the most rejected element. Without love, you have chaos. As organized as it is, it's still just disarray. But it's called society. Yet what everyone claims they want is love. Society is craving what they are systematically are taught to reject. So chaos is teaching the world destruction, while love burns in hell, which is this society, who screams for her, yet reject her in every sense. Love, eternal flame, full of hope, honor, empathy, pride, confidence, nurturing spirit who will forever shine. Even when locked up in a box, her light is pure. So chaos can only do what it's born to do, die from the purest of light, pure, unadulterated love, because love conquers all. That poem is called Love Is. Thank you.
Fantastic. One line that I do agree with in the Bible, and one of my favorite lines of all, is faith, hope, and love, and the greatest of these is love. Obviously, I'm paraphrasing, but yeah, that it 100%. And I have tried myself to write poems about love, or like I said earlier in this episode, that's something I struggle with, or that I kind of keep to myself or whatever. And it's not because I'm uncomfortable with talking about it. It's more because I have so much to say about it, and I don't know where to start.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's so much, because there's good things, there's bad things, there's, you know what I mean? It's chaotic, and it's amazing, and it's beautiful, and it's destructive, and it's just everything, you know what I mean? And there's just so much to say about it. So, and I'm the type of person who kind of like, when I write a piece on something, I try to address everything I have to say on the subject in the piece. And like, that would be like a 13, 14-minute song. Just like the intro. The intro would be like 13, 14 minutes. And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that is amazing that you were able to like capture the essence of love in your words like that. And that was beautiful. I'm gonna bring these other ladies up to see what they thought about it. Who would like to go first?
I just want to say it was awesome.
Thank
And it
you.
really puts you in a state of mind of realizing that you have to outgrow your own mindset and own something new in order to grow.
Yeah.
Because love don't stay the same. It's like the season. And you have to care for it like the season. It might not grow in the summer. That's cool. But guarantee you fall is coming. What are you going to do those off seasons? So you gotta really like put yourself in a mental state like where you want to be at.
Sure. I love that.
Kenny, do you have anything you wanted to add? Right.
Um, that was absolutely amazing. Like,
Thank you.
like it really makes you want to just kind of have a reality check for yourself and debunk all the things that you thought were true when you were younger, and now that you're older, you just like, that was a damn lie.
Mhm.
Makes you step back and look at things 100%.
Like I really need to regroup. Like I need to go meditate or read a book. So this ain't the math, not math.
Something's off. Yeah.
Yes, I absolutely loved it. Very amazing.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. That was an amazing piece. If no one else has anything else to say, we're gonna move on to our next piece. Make sure you go check out Neela on her TikTok at Poetry Rose 42 and on Instagram at Poetry Rose 1 and on Facebook at Neela McSwain. And I'll catch you again in a few minutes.
Okay.
All right. So that brings us right back to Poetless. How you doing? You ready for your next
All right, there we
piece?
go. There we go. I had to turn my mic off. Turn my mic back on.
That's all right. So what's this next piece you're going to be sharing with us?
So this next piece is called Jukebox Blues.
Okay.
And
Jukebox.
I kind of got it, the idea from music that we listen to today and how it put you in a different field. And it's like we talk about rap, we talk about R&B, this and that, but we never really talk about the blues. And it put me in a state of mind because R&B is just like the Band-Aid. And they know once you rip that Band-Aid off, you have to deal with the issue. That's the only way that you're going to heal. And that's what blues is. And nobody want to do that. So that's where I kind of got the idea from.
Yeah, I've always been a big believer in the fact that a lot of music, a lot of hip hop music nowadays would not exist without blues, without classic blues. I mean, as far as just an African American history standpoint, it is one of the first music that really got popular with people of that ethnicity. And without that, who knows what would have happened if we ever would have, if there wasn't the blues or whatever, we wouldn't, never have NWA. And then, I mean, catapulting off of that, then, like Eminem. And then now we have white artists doing, that music. And like, none of that stuff would have happened, I don't think, without
if it wasn't for the blues.
Yeah. That's fantastic. All right. I'm going to drop myself out of here and let's get to it.
I was told true love lies within a ribbon in the sky, but nowadays my skies have been misty blue. You see, no one ever told me that before I can really understand the true definition of a melody, I have to first go through what it is to be built. You see, before you get to the whole beat, you have to realize it has to be created. Maybe you need a drum line here, 808 there, a snare here. Maybe you might even need a piano. But no one ever really digs deep against the surface for the old jukebox. You say you could put a quarter in that jukebox and it'll tell you exactly how you're supposed to feel at that moment. And I guarantee you, you get the same ideas. But somehow we always want to tend to that band-aid of affections that somehow hold us together long enough for that 3 minutes and 46 seconds just to let us know that we're okay. So why continue on wearing the band-aid if you're not truly going to heal? But I guess nobody wants the neosporin over the scars because you see, healing is a process, just like making a beat. You see, with the blues, you really had to dig deep into your history in order to know that these feelings are really something that needs to be attended to at the proper time. But no one allows it to really bake the way it's supposed to. Everybody want a microwavable love or affection. Maybe that's why it's so easy just to wrap it up, put a gauze on it, and let it go. But we always have to go back to the jukebox. That's the one unforgiving soul where everybody tends to go to because you see, with the blues, you really know what you're crying for. You can really know why your heart beats and stops. You can really say, I really love that person that I'm with because y'all been through the trenches together. I'm not talking about just because the money is right and y'all looking good on Instagram and just because he got your profile pic right. I'm talking about when everything goes wrong, when you don't know you're up from you're down, he feeling less of a man and you feel like you can already lose your crown. That's the blues that I'm talking about when y'all can pull two together and sit hand by hand, side by side and say, we did that together. Not at the end of the song, you go to the next and the next and the next. See, that's what happens when you have that R&B rhythm. It never tends to stay because it's only a one-hit wonder. Yet the blues, you can continue going back and you that same feeling. You just got to dust it off a little bit, but I guarantee you, it'll cover you through any weather. I think I'm going to stick with the blues. In peace.
That was awesome. I think I've told you this before, but I love how you use metaphors, and you paint such a picture and like, tell a story with your words. But yeah, did you say microwavable love?
I did.
I love that. I fucking love that. That was fan fucking tastic. Everybody wants a microwavable love. I was like, God damn, I never heard it phrased quite that way, but they do, don't they?
The whole
The
thing that
fucking
I
quick and
say.
easy fucking.
Exactly. So the
Love's not
whole
quick and
phrase.
easy.
This is what I got when I was talking to my great grandmother before she passed. She always told me that you never want nothing quick. So how I took it, I said everybody want a microwavable love, but want the oven roasted affection.
You know what?
You can't get that in 3 minutes and 54 seconds. You gotta
I
think about this. Have you ever seen your grandmother take a turkey out the oven after 3 minutes and 45 minutes and say it's done? She let that thing cook overnight sometimes. Some things just progress, right? And you
right,
can actually sit at that table and say, you really put your heart and soul into this.
right.
Now, you put something in the microwave, that might hold you over for right then and then. You be like, man, I want something else.
Right.
Too
Yeah.
quick.
No. It's yeah, and also like I find and it's always like this. A home cooked meal is always going to be better because it's made by somebody that you love and care about, and your mom or your wife or whatever will always tell you, oh, I sprinkled my love in there or whatever. And,
Oh, I can taste
for my
it.
mom, it was usually a piece of her hair, and that was because that's what happens when you're making food, but. It was, she'd always say, I put my love into it, and you could feel it when you ate it. You know what I mean? It makes you feel more full, more content. And it's also, being in the environment or whatever. And, absolutely. It's like so much a grab and go relationship is
Exactly.
it's not how you want to live your life. And it's going to make you feel depleted and hungry for more in
Yep.
life, and it's going to make you want more out of life.
Exactly.
100%. I love that metaphor. I'm going to bring these lovely ladies up here, see what they got to say.
I have a cousin who she was in a relationship with a guy, and it wasn't a very good relationship. It was a microwavable relationship. And she whispered to me and she told me, she said, why is it that I'm in this relationship but I'm craving someone else? Like, I'm craving another relationship. I'm craving my truth, but you're settling for this just to say you're in a relationship. So that poem was it hits home. I like the blues too. I feel the blues are the truth and everything else is the lie. So yeah, I love that.
Yes, this piece here, it I think a lot of times, not just like the microwavable relationships, but the relationships where people are together and you realize that they're together for the kids.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
they are unhappy for so many years until the kids get grown and then they divorce and then the children trying to figure out what
What
happened. Y'all
happened?
seem so
Mhm.
happy. No, they wasn't happy. They were just trying to tough it out until y'all got older and got out the house. Um
Mhm. Tell the
and
truth.
I found myself like in a past relationship after I had my son. I'm like, I don't want my relationship to be where, we can't, toughen it out. We have a child trying to, make things work for the sake of the kid. But
Mhm.
that, like, children ain't stupid.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
They're smart. They're becoming smarter and smarter as as time and life goes on. So before you put yourself in a situation where you're like, oh, it's for the kids,
Mhm.
I'd rather just go ahead and get out of a relationship and not have my child think that that
This is
type of
okay.
dynamics between a man and a woman is healthy.
Right.
You just go ahead and let that go. And that's what I did. And I feel like you told my story a little bit. You didn't have to tell people my business, but it's okay. But I love the piece.
I feel like that's kind of our jobs as writers in a way, is to sort of, connect with people and sort of speak their stories for them, and sort of like, you know being able to, as an audience member, being able to see yourself in the pages, like, that writer did something correct. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? If you can see yourself in those pages and it makes you like really feel some kind of emotion, um, the writer did something correct. Hey, little buddy.
I know, it's like, hi, kitty. But
Yeah,
you're
that
right.
was a fantastic piece.
I
Thank
just
you.
Yeah, you're
I
right.
just look at it like this, and this is so crazy because I remember when I was in my 20s, and I used to always tell myself, I don't want this, I don't want that, I don't want this, don't do this, do this. I'm living my life. Okay, I get to my 30s, it's like, that list is starting to get a little short about things I don't want, it's starting to dim down. And now that I hit 40, it's like the one thing that people don't want the most, they need it the most, and that's love. Like, it could be from your friend, I don't care, your brother, sister, it doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, everybody needs it. But everybody feel like if I put my pride down, if I put this wall down, then I'm gonna get hurt. But love is not supposed to hurt when you're doing it right. Like
Yeah.
everybody's in survival mode.
Hmm. Love is love wouldn't cause hurt. Love wouldn't cause pain.
Exactly.
Love wouldn't
Exactly.
call those things. When you love somebody, all that trauma stuff that you hear is non-existent in a relationship because you guys love each other. That
Love
doesn't
doesn't
mean,
make excuses.
right. It doesn't mean there aren't going to be tough times, but tough times you guys are still going to love each other through it. So they're not that tough. And most of the time
Exactly.
in this world, tough times are just financial. So, you know,
Exactly.
so
Yeah.
when those
And
things are
and
just go ahead.
with how things are, like, I'm just seeing more and more like how, and it's not just, romantic relationships, but everybody's relationships are being strained.
Mhm.
Brothers and friends
Yeah.
and mothers and fathers, everybody's relationship is just being strained because of money right now, because things are so, like, things have gone up so much.
Yeah.
And it's really, really tough. And
Yeah.
and people let that affect their own relationship. And like you were talking about earlier, I, you gotta forget about all the other stuff. I don't care about this or that or whatever. I need to make time for you and build our foundation so we're steady. So if everything else collapses, we stay solid.
You have to build
You
your own
know?
society. build
Yeah.
your own
Yeah.
society.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. And I think so many people are just scared to say that's not right. Because I've been, case in point, I was sitting there looking at the list of places men shouldn't take females. Then I had seen a video with the girl like he took me to the Cheesecake Factory. First of all, I'm gonna tell you this right now. I like to eat. So you can take me to Burger King as long as I get my daggone crown to make me feel like a queen when I leave out there because I ate my whole
Okay.
Whopper and my French
Yes.
fries. And you better
Yes.
hold my hand like I'm royalty too when we leave out of Burger King. Do you hear me? We
I'm trying to figure out about this Cheesecake Factory because I like the Cheesecake Factory because they got this white chocolate macadamia cheesecake that
well,
blessed
honey,
my
talk
whole
about it.
soul. I
Don't
don't
it though?
understand her.
It was
Bless your whole
terrible.
soul.
Well, I think I call it the Beyonce Jay-Z effect, where
Oh my
girls are taking
lord.
on the persona of Beyonce, but Beyonce sells out stadiums. Okay, Beyonce's worth a billy. Jay-Z is a businessman worth ability. So you have to know your lane, your level, and who you are. Just because you dance into the music, that doesn't mean you her.
You know what though?
Exactly.
You
I
aren't
will.
proud.
I will say this: if if Beyonce was working at McDonald's, she wasn't rich, she wasn't a famous singer, she could definitely still pull Jay-Z, a famous rapper businessman. But if the tables were turned, if Jay-Z worked at Burger King,
It's a
ain't
different
no
story.
way he's pulling
Don't look
Beyonce.
at that. I got a
No,
different.
it's not happening.
I actually got a video about that. I was like, well, because I work with the elderly, so I work with the greater generation. And that
Mm-hmm.
greater generation, they worked at, base jobs, factories, and things of that nature, but the men invested well. So it's about the
Mm-hmm.
quality of the woman. If you see that man, he working at Burger King, he can work at Burger King. He has a stable job, he has a car, he has an apartment, he has everything he needs. That doesn't mean he's not a valued man. This world, yeah, they talk all
Exactly.
that crap, but he could be just as valued as a Burger King worker. He could have $1 million portfolio for all you know.
Right.
Just he may just like to flip burgers.
Exactly.
That could be his thing. So
Yeah.
it's the narrative nowadays where people want to live through the celebrity status, but they don't realize, honey, you're not the celebrity. And that's not devaluing you, saying, oh, you nothing. You're just as valued. You understand, but you got to look for somebody who's mentally valued just like you, not financially.
Exactly.
Financial, that's nothing. They could go broke tomorrow. Would they still be
Exactly. What you
Jay-Z
gonna
and
do after
Beyonce?
that?
They would
It's
still be
about
Jay-Z and Beyonce if they went broke tomorrow. Just the same. They would have to know their value. You
right.
understand? So it's a mentality.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know
No.
what
No.
is
I
so
I feel like a lot of the time it is about like what are you bringing to the table
Yeah.
versus how can we support each other, not just financially but mentally and physically. How can we support each other, not just okay, what are you bringing to the table, like this is a business meeting, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's not a business meeting. It's a
Right.
girl on TikTok. She was saying, well, I have my hair done, and he wanted to bring me around his friends and his family, to show me off. And I'm like, wait a second, I'm old school. I'm a Generation X. Okay, they don't bring you around your family, they family to show you off like a dolly. They bring you around their family to see if you're quality. If all you are is that wig, that makeup, and that outfit, and they say, yeah, she ain't worth nothing, then that's how you
mm-mm.
gonna get treated. You understand? They bring you around for your value. And she ended her take with, oh, well, so you need to pay for that. And I was like, right there, you just showed you ain't nothing before the streets. You're nothing. It don't matter how beautiful you are. If your mouthpiece, your brain aren't worth anything, no man wants you. It's just what it is. Men
Yeah,
do value
absolutely.
intelligent women. They value intelligent women. They do. Quality men.
It's crazy because as soon as I seen it, I forgot the lady's name. I'm so mad at myself. But she went, I think, either a year or 2 years as a man, not because that's what she wanted to be, but just to do uh like a mental like reaction of it. So
Mm-hmm.
the whole time she was going after the man, she was in relationships and stuff. But she said the whole time that she was the man, it was like more demanding. She was like she never asked how she felt, She never felt wanted in the relationship. She always felt like the ATM or the main provider. But
Yeah.
when it came down to her telling her mate, like, look, I lost. She was like, she told him that she had lost her job, but she got put out. The spouse put her out. And she was like, if I was a woman, what would have happened if that was it? And she wrote a book about it. And a lot of the women got mad about it because it was like, well, how can you do that? You're telling men our secrets. She was like, it's not that. I'm trying to save your relationship. She said, doing this, her marriage lasted an extra 10 years before her husband passed because she did that experiment. Because she really dig deep. Like, when's the last time I really asked him, like, mentally, how were you feeling when you come home from work?
Yeah. You gotta
Like,
be
not only that, like, everybody goes out on this first date. I never hear like the one say, "Oh, he did this, he did that." The date was awesome, but I never hear her say, "I'm gonna take him out on the second date. The second date on me." I think it's fair because if he can spend all of this money to wind and down you, won't you do the same thing? Like, oh, well, I could do that too. I could show you you're just as worth me putting invested in you as you did to me on the first
you did
date,
to
and
me.
I appreciate it.
He
But
needs to be courted too. Flat out. He needs to be
exactly,
courted too. He needs his emotions met also. And it's not just sex. It's
Every human does. Yeah, absolutely. You know,
just what it
100%.
is.
100%. I believe that brings us back to Kenya. Am I correct? For
Yes.
a second piece? Okay. I'm gonna drop you guys down real quick and um Kenya, what is the second piece you're sharing with us tonight?
This piece is called Ready for Love. It is inspired by, of course,
The
India
song?
Arie. Yes, Ready for Love. And
I was just listening to that on the radio the other like
oh,
earlier today
really?
on the way to work. Yeah. Yeah.
And I wrote this piece, even though it is a love piece, I wrote it in the middle of heartbreak.
Hmm.
Irony.
Some of the best pieces are, the exact opposite or just ironic. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Well, we are ready for love.
Awesome. Thank you. I am ready for love. Why are you hiding from me? I'll quickly give my freedom to be held in your captivity. I turned 33 in November, and after all of my accomplishments, I just want that one thing: to love someone with every penny of my thoughts. Nurture me like the first latch between a child and a mother. Honor me with a crown of purple rain while heavenly children play harps of adoration. Music emerging from me that's more beautiful than morning star before his fall from grace. Engulf your ether into mine, and we travel in all rays of time and not care who sees our spirits float. We tightrope between space and time, ethos align in realms in nirvana. Memories faded of all of my childhood trauma, but please don't crucify my spirit, nailing my insecurities to my heart. Instead, create in me new songs of ecstasy, intimacy, guidance, and protection. True love being the reflection of us. Be selfish and selfless with me. Love is me, and love is you. Love is us ordained by the Creator. Isn't it amazing? Us being designed to love each other in spirit and in truth reminds me how I saw love in my youth. the happily ever after of Disney has become reality with you. It's not perfect, but it's worth it. Even on days where we want to make each other invisible, we could never go through the absence of love, and we shall return it back to each other. And tell me what is enough to prove I am ready for love. That's the piece.
That's that like blues feeling he was talking about earlier. That I
Yes.
love your voice. I love your
Oh,
voice.
thank you.
And not just your singing voice, but your poetry voice too. That was beautiful. And you guys are like able to speak about love in your poetry in a way that I'm not, like I said, I'm not often able to, and just somehow find the words for something that has no words
Yes.
that can even come close to describing it. That is amazing and wonderful and beautiful, and I am just blown away. That was fantastic. And again, I love that it was based off of another popular pop culture song.
Yes.
Awesome. And I was just listening to it the other day or earlier today. So yeah, that's awesome.
Ain't that something?
Yeah, I'm gonna bring these ladies up here, see what they got to say to you.
Absolutely beautiful.
Thank
I,
you.
I hide my singing voice because I'm shy. Technically, I'm shy, but so I hide it. And that's funny, but I do have a song. It's like Mother Net. So I was like, oh, okay, I'm familiar with that style. So I thought it was absolutely beautiful. Yeah, I love it. It's like singing, but the poetic side of it. I'm not sure how to, perform it or whatever, but yeah, I loved it. I loved it, girl.
Thank you. Thank you.
So
That was
beautiful.
fantastic. Yeah.
My singing voice hides from me, so we on two different levels.
I feel you. I feel you. That's where I'm at. I got zero. I can rap, but that's about it. That's about it.
I will give you a quick hum, and after that, just send me on my way.
I can hold a melody, or if you like clap your hands, I can
Yeah,
like
exactly. See? Exactly.
But no, I feel you. I understand. Yeah, she is so talented. That was awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that with us.
Alright.
Anything else anybody else wants to say to Kenya? All right. That brings us back to Mila for her second piece, and then Jesus, I clicked on the wrong thing. Sorry guys. There we go. Yeah. You guys have been so amazing tonight, and I usually only do one piece, but I'm actually gonna do two tonight because I wanted to pull out that love piece I was talking about. So I'll do that one for you after you're done. But what's the piece you're gonna be sharing with us?
This one is called "Women of No Protection."
All right.
It was during a time where I was, studying the whole Hebrew Israelite religious theory, and it sparked it. So.
Okay. All right. Cool. Well, I'll drop myself out of here and let's hear it.
Okay. This poem is called "Women of No Protection." Now that the war is here, I'm still your bitch. The one you won't give a hand to while we both in this ditch. When you're the motherfucking reason I'm in this mess. You got me raped, molested, kids slaughtered for other nations' skirts and dresses. You dancing and singing proudly like a good little coon while my ass has to watch what you've reduced us to. You yelling, fuck that angry black bitch. You the loudest in the crowd. Like we both ain't offended when they kill a nigga all proud. See, I'm a real daughter of Z, and you done pissed me off, cause ain't one from my steed would fuck with y'all. Talking all boldly with other nations in your bed, dead when the 144 would have your motherfucking heads. It's war, bitch. You're supposed to preach our unity, not sit and pointing fingers about what this world did to me. Everything I am, I can lay at your feet. You the dumbass who was supposed to lead me. See, I have to deal when you wanted to go and play. Still have to wake up to go on with my day. Can't even shed 2 tears over infidelities you did, because I still have to wake up and take care of your kids. Have to be and stay strong. Can't show signs of vulnerability while you walk around taking no accountability. Your people are destroyed. Well, we at that date. Just know we were warned in Luke 23:28. Our king said to watch out for your future men. They will up a hoe over a woman who wants your name and kid. They'll turn blind to your sorrow and all of your pains, then up a cum bucket and give her a ring. Marry a lesser vessel who will never live up to that woman you down, but you came on through. They will never be the woman who got you the covenant, which is the reason Esau hates us, you dumb shit. I see you avoid that story, very dismissive of that fact. What Rebecca did, you don't appreciate that. Don't see she see this kingdom through the black man's eyes. So the black woman's love is something that which can't be denied. It's you who has to hold and find your balls, because this battle is here. We ready. How about y'all? I warn you, black man, like these heathens hear from me. Stop slandering your women and find common unity, because if you don't get her justice, you won't fight for her peace, then it will all be gotten biblically. That poem is called Women of No Protection.
Well, goddamn. That was fucking powerful, and that is what I call productive aggression or productive anger. Like, it had the right amount of you have the right to be pissed off, and you like express it so well. But in like, there's a difference between being angry and sometimes you just like yell idiotic stuff just because you're angry, and then there's when you focus it and you can still be clear and concise and get your point across, but you're still get across that you're fucking pissed.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
this shit needs to stop fucking happening. Absolutely. I love your performance voice and how you get that across, like that emotion, and just not too much emotion, not too little. It was perfect. That was fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. When did you write that piece?
It was during the time, well, actually I have it June 8th of 2017. I was I don't know, it was like a spiritual thing, spiritual awakening that was happening, and it kind of led you back to the Bible, start reading the Bible and things of that nature. And I study all. I don't just stick with one, but during that time I was studying the Hebrew Israelites. And I would these men, they'd be on the corner and they're talking about, raising up our community and being you know, raising up black businesses, black intellect, black everything, and then they would down black women in the same breath. So it contradicted itself. It's like, wait a second. It's like, wait a second.
Hypocrites, like we were talking about earlier. Exactly.
Gonna do this or you gonna do that. So which one? You can't have it both. So it sparked that poem, and that's what came out. Yeah.
Wow, that was fantastic. I'm gonna see what these other ladies have to say about it. Who would like to go first? Kenya?
What is the line where you said that I'm up raising your kids? I felt that all in here because I'm like, yes, I ain't slept in 4 years. Damn.
Mine's been 17 since I know the struggle. Hallelujah. In 5 months, you'll be 18. Thank you, Jesus.
Yeah. You can't show vulnerability.
You think it's over?
Yeah, you can't be hurt over them cheating. You can't be hurt over them not providing, because you still have to put that brave face on for these children that you're raising. Black women don't get the pass to, they always say strong black women. Well, guess what? We like to be vulnerable too. I want to be known as a black woman. I just want to be known as beautiful. I don't always want to be known as strong.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to be.
Yeah.
If you really, like you said in the Bible, we're not supposed to be. If you really think about it.
Yeah.
Like you were saying with the poem earlier, just like men, how they're always supposed to be strong. Every human being has the right to be vulnerable sometimes. And we need to be able to be strong. We need to be vulnerable sometimes.
Yes.
we need to be. It's part of being human, no matter who you are, or especially if you're raising kids, because then you get less time to yourself to be vulnerable and have those moments. So yeah, 100%, absolutely. Did anybody else have anything they wanted to add?
Like this piece alone, like do people know how many times a woman, especially a black woman, has cried in the shower because that was the only room in the house that she was able to get peace for 20 to 30 minutes out of the day.
About it.
Yeah.
When she not being bothered with work, being bothered with family and their opinions, being bothered with men who don't do shit, who ain't shit, be bothered with kids who don't sit down or be quiet. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
And then there's of course when they're in the shower and they still knock on the door. Mom, can I get in with you? Like,
Mom,
yeah, Mom, I need something. Can you take my toy?
You know what is so funny? It was a TikTok that I had watched with my niece. It was a couple of weeks ago. And the guy was sitting there. He said, "You know what, mothers? I just want to say, and here on out, fathers, I don't care. You can get mad all you want, but I want to apologize." He said, "I was sitting there, and me and my wife was on the bed, and the son came in. He said, I'm not doing nothing. No sports is on, no nothing. The whole time, Ma. He said, now my wife, she's on the laptop trying to get some pieces for the house for me, this and that. The son, Ma. He was like, come to daddy, come to me. So he was like, after the third month, leave my wife alone. I'm about to call Child Protective Service on you or the police because now you're harassing my wife, and I don't take you kindly for that." He said, "I want everybody to put your kids, lock them up for 24 hours. They don't get no call, they don't get no nothing. I'm tired of it. Leave my wife alone. Come to me. Come to me."
Yeah.
He was like, mothers, I apologize, but these little suckers be on y'all heels. I was like, thank you. About time somebody know what we go through.
That part. It's so many single married women out here.
Yeah.
Like they do everything for these babies, and the husband be over there sitting enjoying his dinner. I'm over here trying to feed me and feed the baby that don't like nothing, don't like fries, don't like mashed, don't like shit, but then eat off your plate, and it's the same shit that's on it.
Exactly. But a smaller portion. Think about that.
Yes, I don't understand.
It's better because it's yours, of course.
It's better because it's mine. Like I got you. I'm telling you, I got chicken on my plate. You got chicken. We got beans. We got macaroni. You take 2 bites of your chicken, but you come up here and like, oh, mommy chicken good. Your plate gone. His plate over there that got cold. And then when you touch his plate, like, is you being selfish with your plate and
They
mine?
are. They're selfish.
Just a little bit. Just a teeny bit.
Like, make it make sense.
It doesn't.
The worst
When I bring
partner.
When I bring my girlfriend McDonald's, I leave it out in the kitchen, and then I go in and I whisper in her ear and tell her so that the kid doesn't hear. So because he'll be all, and she'll just give it to him because that's how moms are. But it's like, I'm like, I got you food. It's in the other room. Go outside and eat it on the porch.
I didn't hear so many snacks in drawers, in bags. Because I've been wanting to have look. I done found my favorite snack, and it's called True Fruit. It's these hyper fried, freeze dried blueberries, and it got like white chocolate over the blue. When I tell you, this snack is like crack.
That sounds good.
I buy 5 and 6 bags every time I get some. Like I got my coworkers on it too. Like I got one for my coworker. She like, oh, you got me some more blueberry crack. Thank you. Now my son is saying, now I gotta hide. I'm like, look, I will kill you over my snacks. This is all I got that belongs to me and only me. I don't want to share.
That sounds good. I have to look those up.
Yeah.
I got.
Yeah.
Wait, hold the phone. I'm gonna show you. I'm finna go get it. Hold tight.
She's gonna show us our blueberries. And her blueberries. And after she does that, I'm going to do two pieces because, like I was saying, y'all kind of you kind of brought it out in me tonight. I wanted to, because this other piece I have, it's I mean I would say that it's good, but it's not in the same lane, the same topic, or as deep or thought provoking. So I'm gonna do two for you tonight after she shows us her awesome blueberries.
Got it.
I'm gonna try those too because that does sound good.
Yes, they don't get the frozen one. These the hyper dried, true fruit, the blueberry ones. The strawberry, they okay, but it's too much going on. The blueberry, I'm telling you, it's like Jesus in a berry. Get you some.
Oh,
It'll change your life.
praise blueberries. That is, you heard it here, folks. Make sure you go check out her book and go to the store and get yourself some freeze-dried blueberries with white chocolate on them because that's where it's at. That's where it's at. All right, guys. So I'm gonna drop you guys out of here, and I'm gonna do one of my pieces, and then we can talk about it, and then I'll do my other piece.
Okay.
So the first piece I guess I'll do tonight is that love piece that I was talking about. One of the few love pieces that I've pulled out of the vault. And luckily, unlike the safe at work that I got locked out of 3 times yesterday, we don't have to wait 8 minutes for this vault to unlock. So this one is called All Is Fair in Love and War. Don't tell me that she broke your heart. Show me the bullet wound you couldn't quite seem to seal closed with duct tape and pieces of her torn t-shirt. Don't write a love song talking about how beautiful her eyes looked in the light of the setting sun as you sat on a park bench together holding hands. Sing a war cry that echoes the sound of the bombs going off as you charged into battle together holding hands. Don't complain that she won't answer your phone call. Be thankful that her gun jammed when you argued about what color drapes to hang up and she tried to paint them red with your blood. Don't tell me that you guys are just taking a break. Show me the list of battle strategies you've come up with in the meantime, because that's not makeup she's taking forever to put on for your dates. It's war paint, and that's not a bouquet of flowers and a suit you're wearing. It's a goddamn AK and a ballistic vest. And that's not a bed you're sharing. It's a fucking trench that you just dug yourself deeper into. You don't make love in it. You wage war on each other's souls. Each kiss another unsigned peace treaty. Each thrust of the hips, the advance of yet another wave of troops doomed to fall on the battlefield as quickly and absolutely as you fell under her spell. So don't write her a poem telling her you love her. Jump between her and a bullet and let her name be the last thing you utter as you fade into the darkness. Because all is fair in love and war. And this is just a little bit of both. And thank you very much. I can see you guys. I can see you snapping. Thank you very much. That's just I wrote that quite a while ago, and it's just kind of it's talking about two things. It's talking about the relationship between, like I was talking about earlier. You know, you've got that chaos, and you know it's good, it's bad, and it's chaos. But it's also talking about how love is more than just words, it's actions. You know, don't do this, you know, don't say this or whatever, do this, you know, and so I was trying to show with, obviously some of them were pretty extreme metaphors, but yeah, I was just trying to show with the metaphors that love is about actions. But yeah, any questions or comments for me?
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Sorry.
My favorite part when you said take the bullet and let her name be the last one that you uttered. Bullet does have names, and it's so crazy because I'm working on a project called Keep It Understood the Assignment, and you know he had 2 sets of arrows, and that is so crazy that you said that. Oh, look at this whole vibe.
I actually have another piece that I wrote I really, a lot of my pieces have that kind of vibe where it's the duality between love and hate or whatever. And another piece that I have is called love of a bullet. So yeah. It's actually a short. It's like 20 seconds. It goes. The love of a bullet resides in the scorn of a lover's eyes, in our enemies in disguise, and a dear friend's heartless lies, in the love that brings demise, and the pain it so contrives. Though with love and violence both are the mistakes that make us wise. And again, it's about talking about with love and violence both. Those are the mistakes that make us wise, but it's about actions and taking those actions and learning from your mistakes. And it's all of that. But yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah. I always I used to identify my old name before it was Poetry Rose. It was Hathor, and I loved that goddess because she was the goddess of love and war. So I believe love, everybody thinks it's just about intimacy, hugs, kisses, patience, and all that. Nah, love is also war. It's war too. It's a fight. It's a standard. It's a morale. It's all those things. So, when the bullet, like she said, when you said that, if you love me, take this bullet for me then. And it was just like, you know what? That's just how I feel about the creator. If
Oh, I got a whole new poem.
you love
Thank
the
you.
creator, then you gonna take whatever bullet he wants you to take for him to show how much you.
Exactly.
So totally, I get it. I loved it. I thought it was so beautiful.
Thank you. Kenya, did you have anything you wanted to say?
I think I just need to get back trying to date or something. I don't know. Cause this love thing is really something like, cause I don't know. Like
We all
this
got
whole
you in your feels tonight.
I'm the
yeah,
look.
like
I'm
I'm in my
I'm stuck in that
feelings.
same place. Exactly. I'm stuck in that same mindset. See.
Feel you.
Like seriously, like cause it's like I'm very much like introverted now. I'm inside. Like I used like I'm very much convent in my head because I don't have time. But every time I done went outside lately, I just realized that this gene pool, like this whole dating
It's
pool,
nothing in these streets. Exactly.
it's
Nothing
it's
in these
It's
streets.
it's not.
That's
It's
what the
very
young
much
folks be saying
tainted.
now.
It got COVID and buttermilk in it, and I just want to stay inside. But I know I can't find my man in the inside, so I just gotta like maybe stick my toe outside of my door, and hopefully somebody see it and just be
I
like, "Oh,
mean,
that's a cute toe. Let me go holler at it." I don't know,
we
but
can't be dating with masks. We can't be dating with masks on either. That
like
that
seriously,
creates a
like
whole
somebody
other
take their mask off, they don't have no
problem.
teeth. Then I got
Yeah.
it's a lot.
Uh,
Like who who I'm gonna catch a bullet for, who I'm gonna fall head over heels for,
Not
and be secure enough they gonna catch me when I fall in
exactly.
love with them. Like I don't know about this dating pool. I might have to stay by myself for a while. I want to go
Hmm.
outside, but I'm scared because it's
I'm at the point where I'm like, I just want an organic meeting. I'm not onto the internet. I'm
yes.
not on that. An organic meeting. We
you just
vibe.
you
That's
just
the date.
got a bag of groceries and you just bump into each other on the side of the road. Just look up
Yeah,
and it's like
that's how
love
it.
at first
I'm
sight.
I'm Gen X. That's how it used to be. We didn't date online and all that stuff. It
Yeah,
was organic meetings. So you know,
yeah,
just what it is. Yeah, that's what I'm
yeah.
waiting on. The organic meeting.
They don't have no more because people when they go outside, they write they
It's
head all
processed.
in their phone. They don't even say hey to
Exactly.
you. They
They'll
like
text you first.
this.
They text. They say, "What's your Instagram?" That's the first thing they say. "What's your Instagram?" Instead of
Even
saying, "Can I
people,
get your number?" What's your
even
Instagram?
people in relationships will sit
Oh,
there on their phone. I'm guilty of it. I'm guilty of
Exactly.
doing it. And it doesn't mean you don't love the person. It's just like technology has become like consumed our whole lives. You
yeah.
It
know.
really has. Or they
Oh,
always
I'm
want to
a
ask you for
texter.
send me a pic, send me a full body
Exactly.
pic.
Just like ew,
You
that's a
stay
creep.
at home, you at home by yourself. You
Hmm.
got your own place. You got kids. Oh, your back hurt. I can fix that. No, you
Oh,
can't.
No, you can't.
You can't fix my back. No, I don't want you to touch me. Okay.
Just tell them you're like, you tell them you don't have a body. Tell them it's like attached to a robotic machine. You're just a head. You're just
Right.
preserved. You can't.
I started
Sorry.
telling
That's
people
what them AI is going to be for. Them AI things that's coming out.
I told somebody I was an AI. I wasn't real. Like I'm a whole catfish. You don't even much want to see.
Oh, now you got to worry about catfishes too online.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, I got catfish one time. That was so trash.
It's rough out there, man. It's rough. It's rough.
I'm like, what? Like he sent me a picture of somebody, and I'm just like, I'm thinking it's him. And then next thing you know, he like, I really started liking you. That's really my cousin. Let me see your real picture. And like the real picture, he wasn't
Wow.
even bad looking. I'm just like, so bitch, you
What's the
catfish
point?
me?
You're a liar. You're a
Like
liar.
you're a liar. I can't trust you. I don't want no parts.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you guys so much for your feedback on that piece. I'm going to do my second piece here, which is it's kind of just like a therapy for me. It's also a mishmash. It's kind of a Frankenstein of a piece. Some of you remember a few weeks ago, I was working on it, or I was working on a piece, and I did, kind of just the beginning of it. Well, earlier today, I took that and couple of the other things I was working on and kind of Frankensteined them together and then wrote a little ending, and I was like, it's alive. And so this is that. And in honor of the daylight savings hour that's going to be happening very soon for us, and in honor of me working all day and being exhausted, this poem is called I'm Tired. And it goes like this. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of that. I'm tired of feeling so lost with no map. I'm tired of being so angry and sad. I'm tired of everyone all on my back. I'm tired of feeling so under attack. I'm tired of just being judged by my past. I try to be good. I don't want to be bad, but the demons I keep, they just scream in my head. I just want to sleep. They say go ahead. They tell me it's peaceful and cheap if I paint the walls red. And I think I just might, because I'm tired of trying to tell what is wrong and what's right. I'm tired of ruining days and then boozing at night. I'm tired of trying to stop and then losing the fight. Sorry. I'm tired of trying to stop and then losing the fight. This noose is a nuisance. I can't tie it tight. I'm tired of tying. I'll just use a knife because I feel so useless. I'm tired of life. I'm tired of trying to find all the clues. I'm tired of trying to fight off the blues. Man, I am so tired I can't tie a noose. So me and my demons, we put on our shoes, pull up a hood and go walk in the moon. I start to think this is speaking to demons part 2. Then I remember it's mid-afternoon. Am I going crazy or am I consumed by the darkness inside? Then I open my eyes and I realize I'm still in my room, rolling up green while I'm fighting these fiends and these monsters and demons. I keep a screen up and nobody sees it. Well, I'm using this evil to get these achievements. It's just fuel I need for me to turn into a beast and go reap all the heathens who tell me it's evil and tell me, oh my God, I am fucking up tonight. It's because I'm tired. It's just fuel I need for me to turn into a beast and go reap all the heathens who tell me it's easy because they can't do what I do and they don't want to be me. They want a couple of J's and a pair of those Yeezys, but they ain't walked a day in my shoes, so they'll never defeat me. But I'm tired of caring about how people see me. There's things underneath unperceived when you meet me. This mask that I wear, it can be so deceiving. That's why I'm so tired, because during the day you might see that I'm beaming, but the demons I keep start to scream in the evening and even start creeping in dreams while I'm sleeping. But there is no way that I ever could leave it, because it's evil I need to succeed and to be what I said I could be. And there is no way that I ever could leave it, because it's evil I need to succeed and to be what I said I could be and to reach to the peak I can see it. God damn it. I fucked that up so hard just because I just wrote it and I haven't had any time to practice. I'm sorry, guys. But that's that piece. And we're going to see what they thought of that atrocious performance.
Sounds like a rap and you try to perform it as a poem.
I was trying to take my time on it, and because I haven't had much time to perform it or practice it. But it's a work in progress. The particularly the last few lines, just because I had just written them, and I was kind of trying to go for a certain tempo, but I completely fucked up. It was supposed to be there is no way I ever could leave it because it's evil. I need to succeed and to be what I said I could be and to reach to the peak I can see it, which was not what I did.
Oh, it sounds like you're riding a beat. It sounds like
Yeah, I was supposed to be, but I fucked it up.
so.
I appreciate you guys suffering through that, and hopefully that's why I kind of do this is because when I perform pieces on here, I can kind of get a feel for them, and then I'll perform them again, and then I'll be ready to put them in a book or an album or whatever, and it's kind of practice for me to get on here. But I really did think that was gonna go a whole lot better, and I apologize I got so tongue tied. But from what I was able to get across, what did you guys think?
I understood every part of it.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
It's like snap, 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 snap. I can't wait till the song when it turns into a song. You just behind it.
Yeah. So I'm currently working on a. It's going to be two things. It's going to be a album and a book. And so the book, they're both going to be called "The Epic Tragedy of a Perfect Fuck Up." And the album, it's going to be built like a sort of like a 20-song rap album. But in book form, it's going to have those 20 to 30 songs, depending on what I cut from the project or whatever. And then before each thing, it's going to have kind of little explanations or like, kind of what I do on this show, where I was at when I wrote it, what it's about, talk a little bit about it. And so that's going to be in the book. And then the album is going to be something I release on streaming platforms. And I've already started putting out a few of what are going to be kind of like the singles from that project. So a little plug here. If you guys want to go check out my YouTube channel, Dylan Lawler, it's also like at Lostboys or whatever. So you guys can go check that out on the same channel. You guys can find all of these episodes. And I have more poetry up there. So thank you guys so much for coming out here tonight. Thank you guys so much for listening to my pieces and performing you guys' pieces and having these deep conversations with me. It's been so great. This is one of the best shows we've had. And this is our 16th, Brandon. Oh, also, I want to thank our producer, Brandon. I'll pop him up on screen real quick. I cannot begin to tell you how much this guy does for me. He makes the whole show run smoothly. He pops up all these tags for you guys. He writes a bunch of notes for me. He does so much, and I can't begin to thank him enough. So thank you to our producer, Brandon, and thank you to all our artists. And one more time, make sure you go check out Nelia McSwain on her TikTok, Poetry Rose 42, or Instagram, Poetry Rose 1, or Facebook by her name, Nelia McSwain. You can go check out Kenya the Songbird. Her book is everywhere. It's called Birdie's Songs, and her two songs, what were they again?
Featuring You and Submerge.
Featuring Jimi Hendrix and Submerge. Yes, that's it. Sorry, I have a lot going on. And finally, you can check out Poetless Shakespeare and her two books on Amazon right now. DNA, that's Don't Never Assume 1 and Don't Never Assume 2. The Results, both of them are on Amazon. And go check out some of her performances on YouTube at r.e.d.design, spelled with a Z956. Thank you guys so much for coming out. I appreciate it. Anything anyone else wants to say before we wrap up the show?
Can you ladies leave your info in Messenger, the Messenger we're all on, so we can,
Definitely
rap with each other? That'd be great.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this is that's the other thing besides, therapy and just getting out our artwork and whatnot. It's also a network. I'm trying to build a community, and it's so great that you guys have so much in common and we have such like mindsets and we're able to do this. So yeah, definitely keep in touch with each other, and I hope to have you all back on again.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night. Peace
You
out.
too.
Catch us next Saturday at 9 p.m.